Yes, we're back, and yes, another 2x2. Yes, another YouTuber claiming to have built the best 2x2 of all time. Well, it may not be the best, but it's hilarious, and it's probably something you haven't seen before. So, this is a standard 2x2. It's sheet metal all the way around, and it has a disconnectable mini Satori external TC, so it can't get griefed, or if it's going to get griefed, it's going to be really expensive. So, how would you raid this base? Just think about that. How would you raid this 2x2? Anyone who's really going to come and raid this 2x2, this metal 2x2, they're going to go through the doors because it's going to be way, way, way cheaper. So let's take a look at it. Coming in the front doors here. We can see it's armored right here, so we're going to continue going through the doors. Now we have the garage door with depot boxes and a shotgun trap and a drop down. So this appears to be some type of bunker base. The shotgun traps here, it's not going to stop raiders, but it's going to slow them down. These are pretty hard to destroy. You can destroy them if you wiggle off the edge here, like just like this, and like throw grenades down in there. But it's dangerous. If you screw up, you're going to take splash damage and die, and it's going to slow them down. And once we get in here, we have a water barrel for keeping our water safe, as water catchers on the roof or whatever. You can see we have a fridge and a sleeping bag in there and a cozy fireplace. And then we get into the main operating area. We have our furnaces back here, and main loot. This is the H-June box setup, and TC. So it's clearly a pretty substantial base. I mean, it's going to be difficult to raid it. It's not going to be something that you're going to walk in with a few satchels and raid it. But what makes this base different than the other 2x2s you've seen is what you don't see here. So this base has a couple of big secrets. The first one is the boxes underneath the water barrel. So there's boxes here. If you put your cursor just right, you can see the first one there with the rug in it, and then the second one there with the metal window bars in it. So you can store lots of valuables in these two small boxes. I'm thinking things like explosives or rockets or whatever. No one's going to blow that. You might even want to leave this door open here whenever you log off, so there's no reason for them to even splash anywhere near here. But even if they do, it's just a sheet metal door, so it's not going to be able to take out the reinforced window. And same thing over here. They're not going to raid through this path right here, right? Just a fridge and a fireplace and a sleeping bag as a respawn point. But through this window is the bridge to Terabithia, or the gateway to Narnia. Open up the fireplace, take it up, and we go through into our secret storage area where we have two small boxes. But then we go into the base inside a base, and we have lots of storage up here, and we have our electric furnaces. Don't leave them on, by the way, if you build this base. Don't leave them on so that people can hear the buzzing from downstairs. But you have lots of storage up here. You even have a little chute here that goes to another armored area where there's 4 small boxes in there where you can store your best loot in there. Obviously, I could have built into the other honeycomb of the base, but whenever you're using tricks like this and weird base designs, you want to keep it very simple, so that if they do for some reason get really mad and raid through the side, you want to reduce the chance of them raiding into the side that matters. So we're only using one of the honeycomb sides here to store loot. You can see there's still another layer up here. There's still honeycomb even on top of this base inside a base. And then whenever you're done storing your best loot for the day, you come back and you replace the fireplace. You come out here. No one's gonna blow in there to see what's in the fridge. They're not gonna blow in a tier 3 window just to get your pumpkins out of there. The reason the TC is here and the reason it's exposed is because if they don't know where the TC's at, in other words, they come in here and raid this base and they don't see the TC, then they're going to be like, where's the TC? And that's one thing you don't want raiders to ask is, where's the TC? Because then they start exploring. They start blowing other walls that they wouldn't normally blow. So you want to let them have the TCs. Obviously, don't keep a whole lot of stuff in here. And then rely on the external TC to protect it so they can't grief your base. So let them have the TC so they don't keep exploring your base. They're not going to be able to take off windows or anything like that because of your external TCs. So the operating model is you would come in here, you would play Rust, you would, however you want to play the game is fine with me, but whenever you're going to log off, you need to move a substantial portion of your loot, I'm going to say 85% of it, into the secret area up here and stored in here somewhere. And then when you come on the next day, if you need to get anything, you just go back there. But it's a good way to protect your loot from raiders, especially offline raiders. Tell me what you think in the comments. I personally don't think anybody would ever raid this base and be like, wait a minute, I wonder what's up there. Wait a minute, what's behind these walls? That's not really a thing in Rust. Whenever you get raided on Rust, the raiders are happy if they get in and get anything and they don't get countered and they're just wanting to get in and out. And, you know, leave them some loot so they're not exploring your base, give them a few guns, leave 10-15% of your loot, but if you want to stick it to them, you need to build bases that incorporate misdirection like this one. You see from the outside of this base, you see how I intentionally raised the entrance foundation up? It makes the base look like it's just a 2x2 with half-height honeycomb on top. You would never think that there's a base inside a base with a base this small. Okay. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already.